Creative Dental Clinic in Budapest, Hungary, the leading destination for dental tourism in Europe. Specialising in dental implants, oral surgery and porcelain crowns. We have provided affordable dental care to UK patients for over a decade at prices 50% to 70% cheaper than in the UK. Make the right choice for dental treatment abroad. Contact our UK office or visit our website to find out more. Creative Dental Clinic. Start smiling today.
Creative Dental Clinic. Proud sponsors of How to Plan for Your Retirement. Retirement and the chance to travel go hand in hand. Retirement usually brings with it more free time and greater opportunity to see the world, places you may have always wanted to visit but never been able to before. There are many companies who specialise in holidays that allow the adventurous to truly explore and experience the huge variety of cultures and landscapes the globe has to offer. Prini Patel of Voyages, Jules Verne tells us more.
We're a specialist tour operator. We specialise in escorted group tours. We go to destinations such as Europe, Middle East, North Africa, East and South Africa, the Far East, Southeast Asia, Indian subcontinent. Group tours give people, not necessarily just retired people, but it gives them a sense of safety, security. It also gives them a wider understanding, I believe, when you maybe go to somewhere in the afternoon and then you can all have a really good talk about it, discuss it, get different opinions on civilizations, for instance, and it just makes the whole experience a much richer one. You can travel by air, road, river or rail, so once you're at the destination we try and include as many components as possible. So the beginning of the tour, you are met by either a tour manager or by a local representative. You're taken to the hotel where the tour begins. So on a daily basis, you'll be seeing different sites of the destination. I feel quite strongly that just because you're retired or you get to a certain age, that you don't stop learning. It's very important that once you're retired, that you carry on doing things that you've enjoyed during your life, but also that gives you the opportunity to spread your wings a little bit, and travel is just a fantastic way of doing that. It's an intimate group. Our clients are all like-minded. They're all interested in the culture and the heritage of destination. So we find that our clients do all share the same interests and therefore become friends on tour. We find that a few people will come back off tour and book again with the friends that they've made on the trip. If anything happens to any of the groups, the guides, the experts are always in touch with the head office, and then that's relayed back to us if it's a particularly serious event. But generally any minor problems are ironed out actually in the country that's being visited. We get good feedback about the guides that we use. Now we use specialist local guides. The benefit of that is that they've actually got the destination knowledge. You're tapping into local knowledge. They're able to take you to places that a British tour escort wouldn't necessarily know to go. So that's one of the main feedback that we do get, is the good guides that we use. On shared experiences like our tours, you do get to know people. And I don't think it's like a beach holiday where people say we must keep in touch and then don't. These people are sharing so much together and experiencing so much that they do keep in touch, and it's quite normal for people who've booked separately to maybe later in the same year or the following year make up their own little parties of 4 or 6, come to us and go on a totally different tour.
Business partners Chad Kerry and Greg Carter of Chimu Adventures have specialist knowledge about the diverse environments of Latin America and Antarctica, and what retirees can expect when visiting such far-flung locations.
My name's Greg Carter. I'm the product director for Chimu Adventures. We're a leading travel company to Latin America and Antarctica, specialising in the region. Chad and I started the company about 8 years ago. We found out that there was a bit of a gap in the market for products. People who wanted to do a tailored kind of itinerary through South America. Initially we're starting off with Peru. Basically from there we moved on and expanded to the rest of Latin America.
Both Greg and I have a passion for Latin America. We've both spent quite a bit of time living there as well as travelling pretty extensively through there. So we love it. The culture, places like the Amazon, Patagonia. They're such tremendous places that don't, I think, get the credit they deserve compared to, say, other major tourist hotspots around the world.
The difference, I suppose, with our itineraries to a lot of travel companies is our tours are tailored. They're custom made depending on what people want to do. Product-wise, we can merge together 5-star, 4-star, 3-star itineraries, put it together with some cruises and wonderful areas like the Amazon, places like the Galapagos Islands and Antarctica, which is a huge area for us now.
Most of our clients are 45 to 65, 70-year-olds, people who want to get a bit of, a deeper experience from their holiday. So they may have, when they were younger and they had kids, done more of the beach holidays, but as they get older, they want a bit more from their trip, a bit more of an experience, and that's what we try to provide them.
They want to see something they haven't seen before. So rather than going to Europe and sitting on a beach or something like that, they prefer to go to Latin America, cruise down the Amazon. It doesn't have to be basic. You don't have to be sleeping amongst the animals. You can go down in a luxury ship. You can go to Galapagos, spend time with wildlife, see where Darwin came up with his theory of evolution. Go to Antarctica on an icebreaker with a small group of people, walk amongst penguins. It's that kind of vibe that we try to get. I mean, if you want a flop and drop type holiday, it's probably not your thing, but there's plenty of great beaches in Latin America anyway, so you can always tailor on a beach stay in Brazil.
An adventure holiday of this kind probably isn't right for somebody who wants to have a beach, just relax holiday. I mean, there are parts like that in Latin America. I mean, Cancun in Mexico is an obvious exception to that rule, but that's a very small portion of Latin America, whereas there's so much more to explore. So I think people need to have an open mind, and if they're not willing to come with an open mind as they explore, then it may be tough for them as well.
I suppose we call it an adventure holiday, but we like to call it soft adventure. For a lot of people, just the fact getting on a flight to South America is an adventure in itself. They may be staying in a luxury holiday, and there's nothing really, I suppose, in the old school of adventurers. It's not like I said they're travelling to Antarctica like Scott or Shackleton and surviving in the blizzards. They're actually in a ice-reinforced ship and with central heating and all their meals, and they're not surviving on hoosh as they ate in the day. But I mean, that's the way we operate. I mean, it is adventurous, yes. The destinations are adventurous, yes, but it's not outside your comfort zone.
It's really just about getting a deeper experience from your trip, and that can take many different forms, whether it's getting to know people in local communities or getting a better understanding of the history, or just getting to meet a whole bunch of people. I mean, the way a lot of our tours work is it's not sort of a group tour where you're set with a bunch of people and you travel for 2 weeks with them. You'll meet different people, different days, and you'll be traveling with people all the time, but they might not be the same people. So you get that great experience of meeting a wide variety of people. The most amazing thing I've seen, I think, has to be the Amazon jungle. For me, living in a tropical environment myself in Queensland and Australia, I've seen a lot of jungles and rainforests and things like that, but going to the Amazon was just a completely different experience. You'd go to sleep at night and the jungle was alive with noise, almost to the point where you couldn't sleep. And it's just an experience as far as I know, you can't get anywhere else.
As a retiree, you've got time on your hands, and that's very important. Something about Latin America, you can do a holiday there and you can experience life. It's a very vibrant place. It's people kind of go away with that once in a lifetime type experience. They come back talking about it, telling their friends about it. It's a passion. You can come back to the UK and experience the great restaurants. You can feel stuff like Notting Hill Carnival, where sometimes you have a flavour of Brazil. There's all those kind of things that touches on your everyday life. So I see retirement as not the end of, might be the end of your working life, but as a part of the new adventure of exploring the world and seeing things you haven't seen before.
We find a lot of people have, maybe before they go to Latin America, have travelled to traditionally safer destinations, so maybe Europe, North America, Australasia, maybe even parts of Asia, and where things can be a little bit more generic, I guess, in the tourism industry. So Latin America, I think, for people can be a bit life-changing because they go there, the culture is so much more authentic, I think, than some other places. Because it's a little bit more untouched.
We had a customer who travelled with us to Peru. She spent 3 or 4 weeks. She was a little apprehensive before she went there. She was worried about things like security. She was travelling as herself, as a single female. The way our tours work, she met new people every day. She felt totally at home once she'd arrived. I mean, we have offices on the ground over there, so she didn't feel alone. She came back she was actually an Australian client. She came back to Australia. A year later, she said, I want to do something. I want to go back to Peru. I enjoy the country so much. And she volunteered at an orphanage for 3 weeks and spent 3 weeks with the kids teaching them English and had a wonderful time. And it's in her heart now, and she's so passionate about it and champions the cause of the orphanage over there. It's just because she was touched so much by the people. In Latin America is very affordable as a destination. Sure, the flights might cost a little bit more than flying to, say, France. But once you're there, you can stay in a 4-star equivalent hotel for around about $100, $150 a night, which is a lot cheaper than Europe. You can cruise down the Amazon, or you can go to the Galapagos Islands. It's not going to break the bank. Once you're there, cost of living is quite cheap. You can spend 50p or 40p on a drink, a local soft drink. You can get a meal for under a quid. So it's not an expensive destination, and the perception has always been there, I suppose, of the unknown, and that's what it is. Once people know about a destination, they realise how affordable it is, and you don't have to be a millionaire to travel there.
Join us after the break to find out more about adventures far and wide.
Chimu Adventures specialises in creating bespoke travel itineraries to Latin America and Antarctica. We love Latin America and Antarctica travel, and that's why it's all that we do. All of our team have travelled extensively in both of these amazing continents, helping you to benefit from their experience. We have our own operations offices in Latin America, which helps to give you peace of mind. Contact us to plan your Latin America or Antarctic adventure.
One Doctor gives you national prefixed prices with no call-out or overtime charges 24 hours, 365 days a year. Drain Doctor. Emergency plumbing and drainage. As quick as a wink. The Doctor will see you now.
Welcome to the 50 Plus Show, the largest exhibition for the active 50 Plus in the UK. The 50 Plus Show takes place in Manchester in March, in London in July, and in Glasgow in November. There's lots to see and do at the 50 Plus Show, and best of all, the 50 Plus Show is free. Google the 50 Plus Show to find us. We look forward to seeing you at the 50 Plus Show.
Choosing a plumber should never be a gamble. Call Drain Doctor, and it won't be.
33 years ago, Voyages Jules Verne took its first group of pioneering travellers overland to China. Today, the programme has grown into an exceptional choice of travel opportunities, spanning the world by air, sea, river and rail. Wherever there is culture, history and natural wonder, you will find the discerning Voyages Jules Verne travellers journeying with a sense of purpose. Please contact us for our inspirational World of Wonders brochure.
There's a national plumber that charges you the same rate with no call-out cost, day or night. Drain Doctor.
Creative Dental Clinic in Budapest, Hungary, the leading destination for dental tourism in Europe, Specialising in dental implants, oral surgery and porcelain crowns, we have provided affordable dental care to UK patients for over a decade at prices 50% to 70% cheaper than in the UK. Make the right choice for dental treatment abroad. Contact our UK office or visit our website to find out more. Creative Dental Clinic. Start smiling today.
The doctor will see you now.
Chimu Adventures specialises in creating bespoke travel itineraries to Latin America and Antarctica. We love Latin America and Antarctica travel, and that's why it's all that we do. All of our team have travelled extensively in both of these amazing continents, helping you to benefit from their experience. We have our own operations offices in Latin America, which helps to give you peace of mind. Contact us to plan your Latin America or Antarctic adventure.
The ease and accessibility of travel today means there's now a dazzling range of possibilities. Retirees, in particular, have the world at their fingertips.
Antarctica is great for people that have travelled quite a lot and just looking for something unique and different. It really is. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world quite a lot in this sort of job. And I think Antarctica is unlike any other destination that I've been to. There's an Antarctic treaty which basically prevents any commercial activity down there except for tourism. And most of the trips down there, you won't see another soul. You'll see a lot of wildlife, but you know, there's very few places in the world where you can get that sort of experience. And I think for me, it's really the last place on the planet where you can sort of feel like you're having an expedition trip in, you know, the traditional sense of the word, because you're traveling, say, on a cruise boat for 1,000 kilometers or so just to get to Antarctica, and nothing in between, and you really feel like, you know, not in the scale of Scott or Shackleton's type trips to Antarctica, but you get the feeling of what those men must have felt when they were doing those expeditions. The amount of people that we've seen that have maybe not travelled so much when they were younger, and then they get to retirement age, get that opportunity, and they get, you know, to see all these cultures which they may not have appreciated that existed, or maybe been a little too nervous to go and explore in their youth. And then I think once they get out there and they see that, you know, it's quite safe and people are really friendly no matter where they're from, and you know, get that sort of more in-depth experience. It's quite amazing when they come back. And some of the responses and emails that we get from people just saying it has been a life-changing experience. You know, I've so wished that I had have had the opportunity to do this earlier. If you're interested in going to Latin America, you know, definitely get online. Just start doing a bit of research. You've really got to start having a look at destinations, have a look at some maps, and you know, and even use our website. It's got some great interactive maps so that you can learn a bit about each country and look for things that you're interested in. Not everyone's interested in seeing wildlife, not everyone's interested in seeing cities, not everyone's interested in seeing history. You can sort of find for yourself what you most would like to do, or, you know, of course, contact us. Our salespeople can make that, give some advice on that pretty quickly to help them as well.
In Latin America, things once upon a time weren't that sustainable, but the way that tourism's evolved, especially in places like Costa Rica and places like that, there's a lot more focus on eco-lodges, things like enjoying the natural environment, building things in harmony with nature, adds to that whole kind of experience of, I suppose, being a rugged destination, but also kind of appreciating it a bit more. Rather than staying in a 500-room hotel, why not stay in a small lodge camped in the middle of the Amazon? A lot of the goods they produce are produced for the local market. They're kept in the local market. They don't import huge amounts of ingredients for their everyday cooking, for example. The energy they use is sustainable energy. In Peru, for example, hydroelectric power is one of the main power sources. I suppose we can learn a lot from Latin American countries. For many years, people have made do with what they have, and that's something in Western countries which we forget about quite often, and that's one of the best things about travelling to the destinations. I suppose when you're looking for a trip to Latin America, always look at people who are going to give back. I mean, Latin America, in a lot of places, is still a third world destination. By spending tourism dollars, you can positively influence the local communities.
Health and safety is extremely important in the UK, so everything is health and safety checked. So as a UK company, we have very stringent rules and procedures that we need to follow. For example, all of our hotels go through a health and safety check. If there's a specific hotel that doesn't meet the requirements, and we immediately remove it from our programme.
Well, we always recommend in our pre-tour notes that medication that's needed is taken with clients. There are always facilities available in the countries that we're going, that we're visiting. I don't think we visit any countries that are so remote that we're not fairly close to some help or assistance. And as I say, all of the tours are escorted in one way or another, so there's always backup available at short notice.
All of our clients are required to have travel insurance. We don't actually sell it, but when booking, they are required to tell us what insurance company they're with. So if anything does happen, they're covered on insurance. Now we have tour escorts, we have tour guides, we've got the local reps on hand that have emergency numbers, so if anyone was to get ill abroad, they need to phone the emergency number and it will be dealt with in a very efficient manner.
For the last 2 or 3 years, it's been very evident that retired people, the older generation, have been looking after their money. They've got to be a little bit more careful with it. The economy is not helping the situation, and it is evident that fewer people are travelling. So we've got to be far more creative and work harder for our clients and give them the opportunity to travel.
I've just returned back off a VJV Treasures of Indochina tour. The trip was 13 nights and covered Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. I visited Ho Chi Minh City, Halong Bay, Hanoi, Siem Reap and Luang Prabang. Well, we went to see Cu Chi tunnels, we went to see the War Remnants Museum, which was really harrowing and very compelling. We did a cruise on Halong Bay. In Siem Reap, we went to see the temple complexes of Angkor Wat. We also went to see Ta Prohm, which is a temple that was featured in the Tomb Raider film. In Luang Prabang, we saw the monks have a special Tagbat ceremony. We had a Bassi ceremony. In Hanoi, we saw a water puppet show. So it was a very intensive tour, but absolutely amazing. By going on a group tour, you're making friends, you're socialising, you're still interacting with like-minded people, and you're actually developing your knowledge of culture and heritage of a particular destination.
I think that our tours have always been of interest to the older generation, the retired people, partly because they are longer but offering great value for money, and that's, I think, important to retired people.
Whilst on holiday, it's important to experience the local culture of a destination and experience unique events. We offer VJV special events. These are based around local cultures and traditions and unique to our company.
We don't exclusively use European tour escorts. We do rely heavily on the local agents supplying local experts. And these are the people that know the destinations, they know the places that are being visited. And so they can make places really come alive. And I think that's very important, that you just don't visit a place and look at it, that you have somebody, a local expert, who can actually tell you about the history and anecdotes about the destinations that you're visiting.
I think retirement, for me, is an opportunity. An opportunity, you know, you've worked a lot of your life, you've probably put a lot of time into your kids and building up your nest egg and things like that, and then you're finally free to be able to explore the world in a way that you haven't been able to do before because you haven't had the time or the resources. So I think it's a great opportunity in that sense.
Exploring the world, for me, is one of the most important things to do you can do in your lifetime, especially in retirement. I mean, to visit a destination such as Antarctica that's just so remote and just so different, where 98% of the continent is covered by ice. The only inhabitants are penguins and seals and whales. I mean, what you see there is like nothing else on the planet. To experience just the rawness of the destination and the hardships, I suppose, that those early explorers went through, it's just amazing. I mean, it might not be for everybody on a holiday, but if you have any kind of interest in natural history or any kind of interest in the world, I think it's one of those places you just have to see.
There's just so much out there in the world, and to be able to get out there outside of your local community and see something a little bit different, especially if you haven't had that opportunity maybe earlier in your life, it's the perfect time to do it. And you know, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to enjoy that experience, because meeting new people from different cultures is just so enriching. So I would just really, you know, encourage people to, whether it's Latin America or somewhere else, to take the opportunity to put yourself out of your comfort zone and you know, get out there and explore the world.
I think that one of the most important things of retirement is you want to enjoy yourself. When you've worked hard for the last 30 years or 40 years or whatever it may be, and you want to see the world. So for me, travel is a very important part of retirement. I suppose like spending time with your family, with your grandchildren, with your children, just making the most of the opportunities you have. If you've got the spare time, you should actually see it as an extension of your working life and a celebration, I suppose, if you like to put it, of all those years of hard work and experiencing something different, which is important.
Places thought of by previous generations as isolated and remote are now within reach. As technology advances, the other side of the world is closer than it's ever been, and the ends of the earth can simply be another holiday destination. There has never been a better time to explore.